I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk.
My paper don't fold, nigga. I'm running these streets, but I feel like an old nigga. I stick to the code, nigga. If you try me, I'm Grammy, man, I keep a pole. I can't go with no gold digger, cause my life a movie, so just play your role, nigga. I'm catching these straights like George Kittle. Just drinking my cup out the fuck of my whole liver. Fuck, nigga, get your weight up. All these bitches try to play us. Now they wish they would've waited. Got the drugs and we waited. I ain't taking no days off. I'm just trying to get my cake up. I ain't got no time to lay up. Fuck this bitch, I made her take these nuts.
I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I got that bread in the back. I got that bread in the front. I put this shit on the map. Nigga, I be dead if I don't. And when it comes to the bread, I'ma need every crumb. Cause what's considered a trap could pick you up into some. Bitch is spread up over everything, come second to none. Married to this dirty money, never kiss it with tongue. I put a bitch onto this hustle, look, she looking for fuss. If she don't work a schedule, cause if it's money, she come. I'm talking NASCAR, need a truck with a crash bar. 93 with my gas on, I beat it long cause my mask on. As far as the stash ball, I done made some and forgot shit. A woman, my stock is so I ball like optics. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk. I made that bread walk. At times I swear I feel possessed. I hear that bread talk.
What's up, what's up, what's up? And thank you for coming back to BreadUp Radio, episode 6. And I appreciate, as always, the support that y'all give to it because, man, it ain't easy. But, you know, the fact that y'all love it, it always is, you know, that's motivation and inspiration to continue to move forward. And also, I really like this episode right here. It should have been done earlier, but my guest right here.
We're both busy.
Yeah, most definitely, you know, but timing is everything. And if it's meant to be, the timing will align itself and it'll happen. But my guest right here, she is someone who gave me my first ever interview on a podcast. And from there, it was like, here we are now. And I always say that this woman right here is the motivation because she showed me that it can be done. I might not have knew as much as her, but she showed me that it can be done. You know what I mean? It kind of showed me the ropes, even if she didn't know. So I definitely appreciate you stopping by, Miss Mona Brown from the Dichotomy.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate those words. I appreciate that for sure. Yes,
ma'am. That's from the heart because, you know, we really haven't talked about that. But I did want to let you know that it was like I always say I'm a student, and when you see something that's like, I think I can do this.
That calls to you.
You know, I think I can do this. This feels good. You know what I mean? Without that opportunity to even do that first interview, I probably would have never even known it was something I like to do. You know
you're welcome. It turned out the way it was supposed to be turned out, right?
Yes.
And I appreciate those words.
Yes, it did. Also, I didn't just bring her on here because I wanted to talk about how much I appreciate all the things she did. This is a hard-working woman right here. You know what I mean? The definition of what I would call a queen that's out there, that's independent, that's getting it done for self, you know, and a woman of many hats. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few, You got the Salon Ivory. Let's start with that.
So I have a salon in Fredericksburg, Virginia called Salon Ivory in Central Park. We are located by Massage Envy, Edible Arrangements, behind the Krispy Kreme donut when the light is on or off. That's where I'm at. And I'm in Suite 28. I have a background in doing hair. I'm a master colorist. So anybody needs their balayage, their regular color, fashion tones, whatever, I got you. I was a platform artist for many years. I've done New York Fashion Week with like Erykah Badu show, which is why I have a poem called Something Like It Badu. I just have been immersed in the world of hair for many, many years. So about 5 years ago, I started my own business and ventured out. And I went to Jamaica, and I love Jamaica. I love it. And there they say everything is irie. Yeah. You know, like that's like how we say it's all good. So I'm all about vibes and vibrations and just vibrating higher. So I want when people come to my salon, they feel a higher vibration. So that's where Salon Ivory came from. Definitely check us out. Go on Instagram and follow me on Salon Ivory Hair. Ivory is IRIE.
So Salon, everything's going to be all right.
Yes, pretty much.
I saw just the other day, though, you posted somebody that came in there and got their hair blue.
Slept on Star, which I met at the Rec Center, which is where I met you.
Right.
The Rec Center in Central Park. I'm not Central Park, sorry. Downtown Fredericksburg. There is a open mic night that happens on Wednesdays, hosted by Broadway Harris. And Harris, right? Yeah. I'm so bad with last name. But anyways, I met her there. She's a local artist, and she said she wanted something different. So we just turned her hair blue. It looks really good on her, but thank you.
That's dope. And then also from doing that, when you're not doing that, you also have, like we said, the podcast, Dope Dichotomy.
The Dope Dichotomy podcast.
Which is an artist just like myself, but it's other artists out here in the local community that you've been getting on. Y'all got panels and all types of stuff like that. You know what I mean? But some of the things, if we're going to talk about the podcast, what got you started in wanting to do podcast?
So, okay.
You don't just wake up.
There is a story to it, right? So, I've always been a talker and a learner and a seeker of knowledge. Always. I'm a Sagittarius through and through, right? So I was the one getting letters home on my report card like, she talks too much, but she's smart. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when podcasts became a trend, I started listening to them. I mean, I listen to crime podcasts, hip-hop podcasts, whatever. And I was like, this is something I think I could do. Well, shout out to Slaughterhouse. Joe Budden has a podcast called Joe Budden Podcast, and I have followed that podcast from the very beginning because I am a hip-hop head. And I always was like listening, thinking I could do that. Right. But the podcast got popular and went on tour, and I stayed after the tour was over, and I spoke to all of them: Joe Budden, Rory, Parks, Maul, and he gave anybody who was interested advice. And when he did that, I was like, "This is a sign." So from that moment on, I was like, "I'm gonna do it."
Because a lot of people don't want to give you any advice.
Yeah. Oh no, he gave good advice about what not to do, because it's very easy to start a podcast, but it's easy to start a podcast wrong and not have control of your analytics, not have control. So if you ever do get big, you can't really know what you're really bringing to the table, so you can't negotiate correctly. Right. So that prompted me to do that. I'm a hip hop head, so I knew I wanted it to focus on music, the love of music and hip hop. So every episode is typically named after one of my favorite hip hop songs and has something to do with it. I'm an activist as well, so I have episodes on that. I know, right? So many hats. I have episodes about that. I am a spiritual person, sexual person. So my episodes can be any of those things, but pretty much the Dope Dichotomy podcast is anything that relates to Black culture. So not to say that a white person can't be on, because I actually had a panel of allies not too long ago, and there was a white girl there. But my podcast is definitely for my people and about my people. Other people can fuck with it. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I curse in your podcast?
No, shit. I cussed all in your
shit. Other people can fuck with it, but it is what it is, and I love my people and I love being Black. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that it was funny you said something about Joe Budden, because when I got into it and people were trying to like point me in the direction of somebody to study, they were like, yo, watch the Joe Budden podcast as a rapper going into podcasting.
Yeah.
And he got one of the dopest podcasts out right now. And
they're like my brothers. I swear I know them. Like I have pictures with each of them, but I swear I feel like I know them.
So now we're talking about we're going from the Salon Irie to the podcast, and then you also said you're a part of the Fredericksburg activist.
I'm an activist. I've been fighting for social justice for many years. Like my daughter is in her sophomore year of college, and her first protest was when she was 14. I took her. But I used to protest up north, like DC, places like that. And then this summer, George Floyd happened and COVID happened. And it was like a mixture of events that made people pay attention. And I heard there was a youth protest going on. And I always like protesting with the youth because I feel like they need a little bit of wisdom and guidance from the older generations who have been through it, but they have the passion, like, you know what I'm saying? When my favorite artist, Tupac, said, if you don't do something before you're 30, life beats you down. So I know that passion is what we need, right? So my daughter, we went to this protest here in Fredericksburg, and series of events happened, and we got tear gas for peacefully protesting and shot with rubber bullets, and that set off a series of events in Fredericksburg, and that sparked groups such as Fredericksburg Freedom Initiative and Melanin Coalition and Black Lives Matter Fredericksburg and just all these different groups, because everybody kind of went through that over a series of days. And I've been fighting hard here in Fredericksburg, and I'll continue to fight for the rest of my life because activism, if a person is a true activist, they know it never stops. It's like you get prompted, like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. So that's just something that I don't get paid for, but it's always going to be a part of me.
And it was a shock to me moving into Fredericksburg. You just talked about how it's tear gas and getting shot with rubber bullets and stuff like that. You never think that in Fredericksburg it'll be some shit like that as far as protesting, because I had a different opinion of the community, not a negative opinion, but it was like, you didn't think it was activist groups, Black Rally, Black Lives Matter protested out in Fredericksburg. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a misconception. There wasn't really too many activist groups, but it did spark. It doesn't shock me that it happened, though, because I am a history buff. I love history. Fredericksburg is where Kunta Kinte is buried. He was buried by my house. Fredericksburg is also downtown Fredericksburg, where we go to open mic down the street. That used to be a whole all-black town, Liberty town. Right down the street. Right now, I think there's a garage that still says Liberty on it. That was an all-black town, and they got annexed and pushed out. Foodie, which is now owned by a Black woman. I love that. They used to sell slaves there. It used to be a bank before that, but they used to sell slaves. Chatham Manor, they used to sell slaves. I know this area was one of the biggest slave ports. And I
didn't even.
So those old feelings.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of money here. A lot of that money came from our ancestors.
Right.
So not to say that all these people now are going to be racist or whatever, but it doesn't shock me because that is in the vein of what's going on here, what has been here.
Most definitely. Shit. What else can we get into? And then you got summer events going on too that you were talking about, and those. So you doing some promoting too, or you putting events together and stuff too?
I'm not. I would like to one day, but I'm not.
You got now. Every job in the damn city.
I think I'm really secretly Jamaican. You know what I'm saying?
You named your place Irie.
I got 4 jobs. Like I really think I'm Jamaican. Like I don't know. Which I'll get into why I work so hard. But no, I'm not putting events together, but I would like to. I'd like to do something for my birthday, which is in December, but I don't know how that's going to work out because of COVID. Right. I manage an artist. That's a hat I wear, and I'm also a spoken word artist. So, I try to write more and perform when I can, things like that. It does seem weird, like, oh my gosh, she does so much, because I'm also a mother. I have 2 children in college. What's up, Giovanni? He's a senior.
And I think that's probably the most surprising thing that you said this whole conversation.
Really?
Is that you actually have a daughter that's going to college, you said?
My son, Giovanni, is a senior in college. At VCU. He is he's actually in mass communications. He wants to be a sports reporter, but it's like funny, right? It's like me. My daughter is majoring in finance. And she is a sophomore at Radford. And my youngest is in middle school. I have 3 children.
Good black don't crack, do it.
Thank you. Well, I know. So a lady told me, somebody in the background just said, that's my accountant. And I was talking about I needed an accountant. A lady told me 2 years ago, I was having a rough time and she was counseling me on the phone. And she said, tell your children to, when they're in school, to do things that are going to help in business, because I see so much for you and your children. You're going to leave a legacy for your children. Right. So I'm glad she picked that, because she wanted to be an architect all her life. When that changed. But the reason why I do go so hard, I've been on my own since I was 15 years old, like real deal on my own. I never really was given a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to get it out the mud. I had to do whatever I had to do. Right. My mom, one thing she did instill in me is the love of music. There was always music in the house, and she had a lot of jobs and she worked. So I think I followed that example, and I just, when I want something, I'm only going to ask somebody one time. And if they can't do it or whatever, cool, you can't help me. But you can never tell me no. Right. I will find out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I know how to play chess. I know how to do what I'm supposed to do. So a lot of it came from, the ambition just came from not wanting to settle. You know, I have a lot of family and a lot of people who had it rough, and it's still rough. And I just don't want to live my life like that for the rest of my life. So my children are my motivator. I'm my own motivator. I want to secretly, I'm going to admit, you know what I'm saying? Ego wants me to prove people wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, watch me, watch this, you know? So that's where that comes from. You know,
I used to live by that, prove people wrong, you know, mantra too. And then I think things started changing with me a little bit, because it was more like prove me right.
Prove myself. Yeah, it's more. I'm more focused on myself now. Yeah,
prove me right.
But it definitely started as you think I can't do something? Yeah.
But I think it makes it more humbling. You know, when you like, if everybody gonna doubt me, I'm the only one that's saying I can make this happen. Prove me right. You know what I mean? And when it does start working, you still want to, you know, let people know that this happened. But it's also like, you know, be humble with it, because you know what you had to go through to get to this point. You know what I mean?
I think with me becoming more spiritually enlightened in age, I think I have definitely transitioned more of proving stuff to myself than other people, and not really worrying about what other people think as much. Because like I was saying before we started recording, a lot of what people do to you is not about you at all. And once I really realized that, why am I fighting against, you know what I'm saying?
Fighting a sense of
ghost.
Battle.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And what else did I want to get into with you?
Any question? Because
you did answer one of the questions that I did want to ask you. But I wanted to talk about let's get into the managing of the artist. Syn Livin. See, you got the shirt right there.
Free living, hey, yep.
Hell yeah, and I know her. I met her at the event you were talking about. Downtown.
She said to tell you what's up.
Fuck yeah, yo, it's my homegirl, man. And she's a dope ass artist. Like I fuck with her shit, but I also fuck with her outside of the events too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we able to kick it a few times, and she's cool people and shit. So, and then just hearing about you managing her now. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that come about? You know what I mean?
So okay. So it makes sense because I'm a music head. Like anybody, I can talk about alternative rock from the 90s to old school hip hop to new school hip hop. I love music. And I have an ear for music, and I'm pretty good in that area. So it makes sense, but she asked me to manage her. She's the first artist ever to ask me to manage her, and I said no.
And it's a surprise because she always came off as, you know, she'd been screwed over before with her music, and she was just trying to do the independent thing.
Well, she had been seeking out a couple of different people, but I think we are a really good fit. We get along really well. We have very similar backgrounds, very similar. She's been on her own since she was 16. I was on my own since I was 15. But I was like, oh my God, I got all this stuff going on. I can't do that. And because when I do something, I want to be able to give my all.
Right.
And I felt like I couldn't really, I know how I am. I'm going to go hard. So I was like, no. And somebody else asked me to manage them. And I was like, nah, I just told somebody. And if I was going to manage somebody, I would manage the other person, but I can't do it, you know. And throughout course of events, you know, different people close to me ended up meeting her, and my son. This is how it happened. My 13-year-old son heard music, you know, got to hang out or whatever. And she was like, don't you think your mom should manage me? Like, you know, 'cause I was like, we debate music all the time. Me and her, like, we'll put on videos and debate and do challenges. And he was like, yeah. He was like, you would be so good at that, Mom. And she's like, I've been trying to tell her that, like, da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, but because my son said, you should really do that. You know, I went for it.
I mean, it's like that sometimes because I got somebody whose name I won't mention, but I got somebody that I be telling this motherfucker all the time, like, girl, I think you'd be a perfect manager. You know what I'm saying? And he's managed artists before, but the motherfucker tell me no every time. I be trying every trick in the book.
He here though, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I just had to throw that out there. You know what I mean? But shit, speaking of Syn, I wanted to play this song and shit, and I remember her performing that. It was probably one of the last times I saw her downtown, and she performed that one. It's one of my favorite.
It's one of my favorites.
It's probably my second favorite. The first one, I wish you would have sent that one for real. That's my shit.
Which one?
That
Into
that joint they made. She had an encore for it. Really hell yeah, you know. But shit, this one right here.
Fire beats. Syn Livin.
Think about this money. Always on my grind. Keep it real 100. I'ma hold it down.
You know it.
Nobody gon' stop my shine. Big bank, take low bank. Think about this money. Always on my grind. Keep it real 100. I'ma hold it down. Nobody gon' stop my shine. Big bank, take low bank, for real. Cashing checks, working hard. What's next? Take the next step. Ain't hit the top of my stairs yet. Walking forward, won't look back. Never forget my past. Future of my pupil, success within my grasp. Lesson learned, always on the mental. Maybe a little resentful. This like that I symbol. Keep going up like an escalator. Mentally, I'm strong. Physically, I work out. Pockets fat like Serena's ass. Walking off like a track match. This money, catch up. Always on my grind. Keep it real 100. I'ma hold it down. Nobody gon' stop my shine. Big bank, take low bank. Think about this money. Always on my grind. Keep it real 100. I'ma hold it down. Nobody gon' stop my shine. Big bank, take low bank, for real.
We back in BreadUp Radio, and before we went to that break and played this song by Syn Livin, we were talking about Syn Livin. Let's get into you were saying that you had you were building up some sites, you had some things going on, but you were real tight with it. So, nah, I mean, you got to bring that in because I don't even know how to
keep things in the tuck until it's ready.
Tight with that.
But it's ready now. So, unfortunately, Syn Livin is incarcerated right now, but we got some good news today. So she'll be home soon. She, you know, some things will work out. She had to sit down for a little bit, but it's something that was necessary, needed to happen, so we can move forward and so we can move forward and into a positive, good direction. You know. So one of the reasons why I was hesitant about managing her is because I go hard. Like when I really believe in something, I go hard, and I already believed in her music. And I've said from the beginning, like there's certain people at the open mic that their music is my favorite. So y'all know who it is. I tell you, you know what I'm saying? So I already knew I was like, I'm gonna go hard. So when this happened, I've always wanted her to brand herself. She has a tagline, "Hey up."
And that's
everybody says.
And people are saying that. Shout out to Syn Livin again, because people are still saying that shit.
Still saying it
every weekend. You know what I mean? That's like a catchphrase of of the Wednesday night performances.
So what I did was I know how to build websites. So I built a website called aup.com. Okay. You can also type in www.synlivin.com, SYNLIVIN.com, and get to the same site. And that site is pretty much the world of Syn Livin. So you can get links to her mixtape, you can get links to her music, to videos, to her Instagram feed. But also, there's a whole e-commerce site I built. So we have merch. Right now, we have Free Livin, shirts, hoodies, stickers, cell phone cases, whatever, book bags. Because she always keep a book bag, Everybody who know about them soft studs, book bag. But we have all that going on right now. And Free Livin is a great tagline as well because, of course, free living, like, somebody's locked up. I have a brother who's actually doing 17 years right now, too. Shout out to Eric. So people being locked up is really close to me, as well as you. So, of course, there's a meaning for that. But she is a proud lesbian, and we promote living your truth. So free living really isn't just about somebody being locked up. It's about living free, outside of whatever anybody tells you should do, right? But aup.com has that. We have aup shirts. We have book bags. There's a lot more merch coming. I'm working on rolling trays. I make myself. I'm also a crafty person. I love crafts. I love to paint. So we're going to sell rolling trays. We're going to sell every type of merch possible. And all those funds right now are going to profit the defense fund. But eventually they'll just go to pay for studio time, things like that. Right. Definitely make sure you check out that website. We got some dope shit on there and more stuff coming. I'm gonna try to get to a schedule where I'm releasing new merch like every 2 weeks. The merch is great. The hoodies feel so good. My friend got one. She was so excited how it felt. It's amazing.
Need one right now. It's cold as a motherfucker too.
You go on there, you order, it comes right to your house, all that stuff. For a while there, with COVID, it was like stopping shipping for a while, but we're back up running. It's good. So that's what we're working on now is the site. The site is up there though. We have it on mobile as well, and I'm working on an actual app where a community can speak to each other. Just because I wear a lot of hats, so I have to get some time for that. But that's another thing y'all didn't know. But I'm very techie, so that's coming.
You built the site your damn self.
I did. That's like the 7th site I built.
That's what's up though, because shit, I can't do shit like that.
You can. Until somebody shows you, but you can.
My patience start running thin. Then I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Man.
So now it's easy because you can go to sites that help you. I know how to write HTML, which is the old school way where you write code.
Oh, hell yeah.
I learned that when I was in middle school.
See?
That's how this brain works. I want to learn it.
I tried to read a book while I was locked up, but fucking building a site, creating your own website for dummies, and that book was so damn old that you had to build the codes and all
HTML.
That shit. I was like, fuck that. This is the way to do it. Fuck that
That's
shit.
how it was, though. I'm very blessed that I learned that way because I was always a mischievous, what's the word? Not just mischievous, but and not nosy, but always wanted, if you could do it, why can't I do it then?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the person who's crazy enough to think, well, if Michael Jordan can do that.
Yeah, fuck it.
I can't be Michael Jordan, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's sky's the limit. You can do it until you've proven that you can't.
Yeah.
And
if you can't, the lessons you learn by failing are invaluable.
Most
you know what I'm saying?
And I think it's dope because I spent a lot of time in and out jail, prison time and stuff like that. And one thing I never really had was I used to be sitting there as an artist trying to send out letters, making phone calls like, yo, can you please start up a Facebook? Can you please let me call and record a rap so y'all can put that on the face? Couldn't get anybody to do shit. So it's admirable that, you can believe in somebody so much that you would go out, you would take time out of your busy day because you believe in that person to fucking put together a website for them, sell merch for them, and help
run the Instagram.
help to get their defense together, so they can get out of there. You know what I mean? And that motivates a person to know that they coming home to something that's still been
she's
moving.
in good spirits, for sure.
Hell yeah.
But that's really why I was hesitant, because I was like, I know how I am.
Right.
It's almost like a mental illness when I get locked in on something. It's like, okay, I gotta, boom. So, and I think that's what managers should do. I really think that if you say you're gonna manage somebody and something comes up, especially in this rap game, you know how it goes.
Shit happens.
You need to go hard for that person while they're away. You have to represent that so that they can still have their name out there. It may not be as, they can't perform, stuff like that, but they still need to have their name out there.
Most definitely.
Prevalent,
because that time away, no matter how much it can be, could be what stops the train. You know what I mean?
One little thing. That's it.
One fucking thing.
And we know, but both of us know, with this industry, trends can change so much. And when you're away, you're out of tune a little bit.
Even a week of being out of tune can fuck you up.
But you know what they have now? I don't know if they had that when he was locked up. They have, because my brother and her, they're able to go on iHeart. Like, I do playlists with her. They have. So my podcast just got put on iHeart as well. It's on Tidal. It's on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Google, and now iHeart. I'm working on Tidal. But they can actually go on. Thank you. Big shit. They can actually go on iHeart and listen to music now, and I can text.
Yes, all we could do.
They didn't used to do that at all back in the day.
All we could do back then. I was in there when we just had tape players. I've been in there when CD players.
That's what I was used to back in the day, But
my last stay, that shit was like they had just took the CD players out and they put the fucking MP3 players in that bitch, and we could download music, but we couldn't do it.
You couldn't do like a streaming.
Yeah, but they are getting better at trying to keep people connected.
But at the same time, it's a money grab. They cut you off. They charge you extra. You know how it go. That's my next fight, the criminal justice system, and it's very telling because my first ever podcast episode was with my homeboy Antoine Carey, who owns Faded in Full Barbershop in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And if you don't know the Faded story, Antoine was locked up and he was able to study the law books and get himself released early because they tend to give us more time. The recidivism rates are higher with African American people. But there's a lot of stuff with the local jail here that is really ridiculous. And I've experienced it first with my brother because he's not there anymore, but at first, and then with her. And that's going to be my next thing. But I'm going to keep that on the top.
Always. Shit, we're going to go into a song with Syn Livin that she did with Mercedes Starr.
Yes. Shout out to Murky.
You want to talk about that before or after?
I'll talk about it before. So, Mercedes Starr is also an artist. She lives in the D.C. area, and she's dope too. So we would go. She has a studio in her house. We would record, different things like that. And they were working on a song together, which is the song we're going to play next. And as soon as I heard it, I said, oh, this is the one. This is my shit. Because it's like, the song makes me feel like, I'm a girl, like, oh yeah, I'm a bad bitch in the mirror, I love this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was blessed to hear the process the whole time and to witness the process, and it was dope. I've definitely seen Syn record many times, but there was something different, and they're really close. So the chemistry was good. And Mercedes is a dope artist. So she is going to be watching this. I told her I'll send her the link on Monday. Oh, yeah. And hopefully one day she can come down here and perform.
Fuck yeah.
But I believe that this song is really good, and if it gets out there, it would catch on because it's hard enough for dudes. But it's a song that women be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like in the hook, once you learn it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just starts singing it. We just recorded the video for it maybe 3 weeks ago, so that should be coming out soon as well. Okay. And it's called I Love It. It's Mercedes Starr featuring Syn Livin.
All right, here we go.
Ángel la ciencia.
We live rich gold, we starving, we I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. Real, I never fuck up the real. Fake fake niggas know when we see one. Broke bitches, we don't love them, we leave 'em. Rich gold, we ain't starving, we eat it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love it. Shit, I love it. Ayy, hook God on top. Roy Jones in this bitch. Need my money thick right now, cause my patience growing thin. They say fake it till you make it, my nigga. I can't pretend if it don't yield dividends. Can't make an investment, no. Up and up, so how they give me a key? Yeah, came here, fuck it up, bag it up, then make it disappear. No evidence without a trace, anonymous, no face, no case. We so fucking good, you would swear the shit was lace. Goddamn, oh my, I'm just sticking to the plan. On the go, won't stop, cause I can. Bitch, I'm in my flow, fuck around and get trashed. Ayy, man, listen up clearly, closely. Real, I never fuck up the real. Fake nigga, we know when we see one. Broke bitches, we don't love them, we leave 'em. Rich gold, we ain't starving, we eat it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love it. Shit, I love it. Real, I never fuck up the real. Fake nigga, we know when we see one. Broke bitches, we don't love them, we leave 'em. Rich gold, we ain't starving, we eat it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love it. Shit, I love it.
Making moves like it's nothing, speaking only honest sound. Green flow, I got it, making history, got my markings. Check, upverted, dot, no card, I'm speaking up. Now, it's time to take charge. Hitting and flipping the re-up, stripes in the game like Adidas. Designer black and white Yeezys, my shit on zebra. Horsepower, my grind, loving my money, I keep it. Pockets so fat, bills peeping like Easter. Switching Nintendos, clicking it ain't no game. Spitting it, nothing but flame. Give me the bag, you know I'm a game. Hot Cheetos and red dust. Air step my mark once I take on my next step. Cutting the tape, taking you serious. Need to see what you're worth. Yeah, you know I got girth. Putting in this work. I've been going in since birth.
Real, I never fuck up the real. Fake nigga, we know when we see one. Broke bitches, we don't love them, we leave 'em. Rich gold, we ain't starving, we eat it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love it. Shit, I love it. Real, I never fuck up the real. Fake nigga, we know when we see one. Broke bitches, we don't love them, we leave 'em. Rich gold, we ain't starving, we eat it. I love this shit, I love this shit, I love it. I love this shit, I love it. Shit, I love it.
All right, welcome back. And before we move on with the show, I do want to say one more time, you know, free Syn Livin, man. You never want to see nobody locked up, you know. But yeah, you know, you do understand that you got to get some shit out the way. Shit goes on, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But you know, we are praying and hoping that everything turns out good. You know what I mean? Because we love to have you back out here doing what you love to do.
I'll relay that message to her.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I fuck with Syn, man. She got a good spirit. You know what I mean? She's not always she can get wild. But she's not all the things that have gone through, the shit she's been through. She ain't a reflection of that.
Yeah, I can get wild too, but I'm on a spiritual plane.
Hell yeah, but she got a charm. People love her when she walks into the place. You know what I mean?
And if you haven't came to see her perform or this guy, both of them are like little balls of Tasmanian devil energy. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could just encompass it and put it in my body, because they are the most energetic performers ever.
Song
I want them to do this remix together. If it happens, I'm trying to tell you.
Hell yeah.
But they both have this energy. I don't know. I be wanting it. Maybe I have too many hats. Maybe that's why I got the energy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I thank you for that compliment, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good to hear how people see you
early in the morning. That's my song.
So let's get into this your spoken word. You know, I tried to do the poet thing. You know, I think I'm pretty decent with writing poetry, but spoken word I couldn't really say. Like I write love poems or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what got you into to wanting to start writing poetry or spoken word? I mean, whichever one came first.
So writing was cathartic for me as a very young age. I still have poetry books from like 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. When I would go through something or things would get hard, I would always write. And then I learned how to put it into spoken word form. And I really learned, no joke, because Love Jones is one of my favorite love movies of all time. And I saw Love Jones, that came out, and then I was like, oh, they do poems like this. And I started going to busboys and poets out in the city. I started like being around more poets. I'm like, oh, this is really, really great way to express yourself. Also, there's many videos of me in Woodbridge somewhere rapping. So I would rap all the time to like songs, but other people's songs. So I knew I could do it, in certain ways. And I don't know, writing is cathartic. I write now, like all the time. I think when it comes to like trying to get into poetry, I love poetry. I respect poetry. I read poetry books. I'm all into ways of expressing yourself and putting words together to express yourself in the best way possible. But it's like if I'm telling myself, all right, you're about to write, even though rapping is poetry with a beat behind it, if I sat and just said, yeah, I'm about to write a rap, I'm about to write a poem, I would fucking struggle. That's only because no one's ever shown you. So the same way you have 16 bars, you have a hook. There are certain structures to poems. Now there's cinquain poems, there is fucking haikus, there's whatever, but spoken word, there is a way to do it, and there is like word trees. Like I work with like Syn, we'll just create together and she's like, and it'll help you with rapping. I'm not joking. Like this Erykah Badu poem, Something Like Badu, which is my most popular poem. It's a little nasty, but that's probably why. But it's very popular and people really like it. That started from a word tree. I just put the words Erykah Badu because I knew, because someone's like, you got to do a sexy poem, erotic challenge. It was a challenge for a group. And I was like, who do I think of when I think of like a badass who don't look like the typical bad bitch, but everybody know in the industry she be having people dressing different and everything. And I put Erykah Badu, right? And I love her as an artist. And then what we do in poetry is word trees. So then you take a line and you go, what makes you think of that person? Andre 3000, Jay Electronica, boom, boom, boom. Oh,
so it's kind of like back
pussy, yeah. So then you take all those words and then you make your poem. That poem, most people don't know. They love that poem. That poem, if you really break it down, I'd mention her kids' names. I mentioned her former lovers. I mentioned so much stuff that has something to do with her, and it's because of how you structure it in the beginning before you even write it.
It's kind of like when we're in. I don't know if they do it in school these days, but back in our day, they used to have like you had the fucking web diagrams. You fucking draw the
it's kind of the same thing.
The main thing, and then put
And what it does is it keeps your concept cohesive, even though you can talk about that's what it is. And if more rappers did that now, I think in the 90s they really had that down. If more rappers did that now,
it's just all about saying anything.
Yeah, that's why some songs now you'd be like, what you was talking about this, and how does that connect? It's because it's not a cohesive effort, and poetry is about really keeping the person engaged and making it dope enough for them to be engaged. But for the people who think a little different, they can be like, oh, she said we can astral project to Mars. Mars is her kid's name. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom.
See, I didn't even catch.
Most people don't know that
because I don't really get into the Erykah Badu thing. I wasn't really a fan. I liked her, but I wasn't really a fan. I didn't know her kids' names and all that.
You're not a fan.
Shit. I mean, I'm saying, man,
Listen.
I'm just saying,
So her son with Andre 3000 is 7. So when I say
because Andre 3000,
you're a king, so I call you God, or 7. 7 is the number, the numerological part of God,
right?
Or one of the two. I put her son's name in the poem.
Yeah, I caught that one. But you said something about the Mars.
Mars, he has a daughter named Mars.
See,
Puma.
I didn't know that. See, I
Puma's Lace Funky Fresh. That's her daughter. Like all that stuff really matters.
See?
But for the average listener, they don't pick up on it. But the person who really, really knows that what that poem is about. Right. That's why I love Kendrick Lamar. He has so many double, triple entendres.
Right, and I understand that now as you break it down. It's like when you have to when I'm writing my music. And I come up with a bar and be like, nigga, you ain't just catch what the fuck I just said?
Then you get mad?
Yo, that shit was all right. No, I'm saying like maybe I had to break that line down.
I need to break that
You
down
had to
for
break
you.
that shit down for me, get my awareness up, man. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite lines is "living my life in the margin," and that metaphor was proof from Kendrick Lamar on Poetic Justice. One day I'll break that down for everybody because most people don't even understand what he's saying, and there is triple meaning, and it's dope.
I looked at
it's
it
like mathematical thing.
I looked at it one. Never mind. Let me not get it.
Living my life in the margin, outside of the box.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because I had a dad who used to always. That was one meaning that I took it because I had a dad. My dad was like a real stickler when I write my paper, do my assignments at school. If I put my letter an inch over the margin line, he'd tear that shit up because it doesn't look good. He was just all into margins and shit. And it was crazy because I remember when Nas used to say, "I live my life across the margin." And I understand that margin.
But when he says that metaphor was proof, there is a mathematician. It's deep. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like,
don't ever think as an artist, those artists is checking this shit out. Don't ever think that it ain't something you can learn from anybody because, shit, man, hell of a rapper that I might be, I'm learning some shit right here about breaking down some bars. So just don't think that you got it all figured out. That's
There's
how you get better.
For the thinkers out there, we appreciate the rappers who put little nuggets in there. We do. Yeah. I'm like, oh, did you hear what he said? And people are like, what? I'm like, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah.
So this poem, Badu, like Badu.
Something like
Badu. I've heard you do it a couple of times down at the open mic downtown, which is not open mic no more. Let me throw that out there. It's live performances now.
Live performance
you know
night.
What I mean? But I've heard you do it, and it, like you said, it's a crowd favorite. People, even if you don't feel like doing it, people say, "Man, let me hear that."
Please do it.
Like today, I'm not.
I wasn't gonna do it.
I understand that, but shit, we need to hear it.
It's necessary.
So
I have a lot of other poems, but this one just is it's a cool one to get you interested in my poetry. So
this right here would be, because we're reaching our time. So this right here would be how we close down the show. We're going to listen to something about Badu.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it. And we're going to let her take it away now. Amen.
You ask me, when we going to slide? Tired of seeking the crumbs in the corners I hide? Say you need a queen like me to hold you down at night. Pay you just what you need, get you right. Stolen glances filled with second chances and a big bag of smoke. New romances and safe trances and 50 shades of choke. Disenchanted with lame advances, cause that's what ordinary gets ya. But mix your Jay-Z with my Beyonce. I ain't no ordinary sister. But you be DM hopping, searching that next get high. That I get paid on Friday, just a little something to get me by. I be show stopping, turning stiff necks embrace. Fuck what you want, get what you need type of place. And once drip off your lips and my ears don't accept, but I'm not saying you're not adept. I'm just saying this thing right here is a bit much more than you expect. I promise you this here different. Like imagine you came to hit and you fall in love type shit. 2 hearts and a dove type shit. Doing it just because type shit. Picture you rapping with the man above about us type shit. And I ain't nothing to play with. Dress code switch up around here, dog. A kufi, spacesuit, a guitar for good measure. Highest in elevation, inevitable, dog. A side effect of the treasure. Your doula's here to guide you through the birth of our connection, so pull me close. I'll walk away just to tease you. I take 4 steps back just to get close enough to feel your erection. And you eagerly put it in. Enhance erotic teleportation, but magical pussy is a conduit for manifestation. Heights in unison, ocean so deep. Leaky faucet, because we explode. Dope sleep. She will align your sacral chakra. So wake up. You ain't never going home. I mean, you'll stop by, pick up the mail, maybe talk on the phone, grab some clothes, a toothbrush, your black comb. But you'll get your lessons at my house as you let erogenous blessings teach you with my mouth. Synchronized adoration, head wrapped and turned out. Both better for it, vibe high, all others cast out. A window seat to our love, and that's just how it's gonna be. So, nigga, type that text to that girl you used to see. Bag lady, you pussy whipped. I'm talking genuine whole lives changed. Shedding tears through the rain. Heart a whole ice rink, and you stand the cold pain. I take you to the brink, and you won't even complain, cause shawty ain't like the others. Find yourself entangled, love. Bend into your will. Every day a new angle, love. Dick learning me how you feel. And missing post is homies post because you ain't been seen in weeks, but I am your crime scene location. Body stay deep in the sheets. They say the man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Well, you'll be Socrates, ideological fantasies, and I'll be Mudibi, poetic prompts from your bee's knees. But let's say temporary insanity plagues the plans for you and I. You gonna leave the mental hospital begging to get in on my next lifetime. I mean, it could be beautiful, all eyes green, jealous and envy. If you not right beside me, you gonna wanna be in me. You gotta believe in me, baby. I'll get you high on life. Become your peace, take away stress, ease strife. I bet you 3 stacks that you'll orgasm with much more than your power. Ejaculate facts, fucking around and find your truth in my flower. Now the Pumas are laced funky fresh, ready to walk the earth with you, and you a god, so I call you 7 or king or one of the 2. You cannot resist the experience I provide. I mean, we will astral project to Mars just to do something different this time. And I know what you're thinking. You're a smooth operator, gotta keep it player, Mr. Can't Be Had. I heard that before. Oh, that nigga? Yeah, he just got out of rehab. Questioning who you are and what you know. A rec stature, lots of progress, a little room to grow. Vintage vaginal valleys share wisdom and you need it. My bad, Joe. I know how I sound. I sound conceited, but confident, not cocky demeanor. Fellatio vacuum cleaner. I will smoke a flower with you. I tell her to come match it. Then I throw that ass back and see if she gonna catch it. Laid out, point made. Be clear about your choices, cause spell cast can't break box state of moises. So proceed if you please, cause vapors are voodoo. No way around it. You've been warned. I'm nothing like you're used to. You gonna fuck around and get transformed, cause I'm something like Badu. Thank you.
Do it. That was dope as hell, man.
You can clap after it's over. When it's going on, you do this.
See, I'm trying to get the protocol down.
When a poem is being read, you do this. When it's over, you can clap.
Oh, see, I fucked that all up.
No, that's all good. Everybody does it.
I'm at Decipher right now. Shit, man, it was a great show. I appreciate
Yes, thank you for having me.
Matt, I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me.
You know what I mean? Because I know you're going through something. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's a blessing that you came out. You know what I mean? And it's always, like I said, man, we got to use those. We got to find a way to use those hard times as
they're cathartic to work through it.
To be the motivation to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? And send my blessings. Shit, man. Y'all check this shit out, man. And we be back next week.
The Dope Dichotomy podcast. Follow that on Instagram. My regular Instagram is This Is Mona Brown. The salon is at Salon Irie Hair. You can follow Syn Livin at SynLivin_. The website is www.synlivin.com or www.aup.com.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for your support.
Thank y'all, man. Be back next week.
Rainbow pride, big faggot. Rock designer, no fashion. Keep the gas in a zip bag. Put in work, I'm outlasting. Make a burp, it's real gassy. Did the fresh, smell my breath, well, feeling myself. I don't give no fucks, middle finger up. Yeah, keep that gun tucked, make it power real quick. Yeah, you know I'm talking real rough. Rocks coming off, no pebbles, make that bam bam. I don't get no sleep, nigga. Yeah, fuck, just saying, man. You niggas is trash. My foot on the gas, won't get no ass when shit come around. I like to have fun, no fight while I run. I got a whole few behind me. Won't catch it on film, the shit ain't a trend. Making these mans, yeah, commas in them. I got a juice, more loyalty. Rocking the crown, that royalty. They just, I got the cost, no stop. Dress it, that drop, run bags, that pop. They just, I got the cost, no stop. Dress it, that drop, run bags, that pop. Fraud niggas too reckless, fast cars, no brakes. Ex niggas, where was you raised? Life sucks, get over it. New phone, whole new number, new job, new income. Don't come for me. Didn't send for you, no time for tears. Nigga, I ain't no onion. Big balls funded plastic, it's good for man. And they ain't hanging on. Game of life, such a Rubik's Cube, it's crazy how nature calls. I can hold it all in, no piss in my drawers. Beat up the beat, let the punchlines roll. Run up a check, run up a bag, give it some shit, get high. Yeah, I do that. Some call it bragging, say I got class. Just tryna ride, I'm living sin, I'm living with that. Ay, just tryna ride, I'm just tryna live. Ain't no hate, no shade. Playing like big wheels, no rub rack, just look like it. Make a big noise, nigga, come find me. They touch, I got the cause, never stop. Yo, sin, got drop, rock bands, they pop. They touch, I got the cause, never stop. Yo, sin, got drop, rock bands.